A reunion! Heart emoji, crying emoji. Guys, isn't it wonderful to have Kate back right after getting Marie back? Ugh, I'm in the presence of so much greatness. I can't even stand it. Oh, and little Cricket's here too.
Kate, how are you?
It is so terrible what happened. But at least the perpetrators who did this were brought to justice.
Yeah. They were fucking animals.
I'm taking Kate to class, but hey, you're all in hero optimization, so we can all go together.
I'm actually not in that weird gladiator murder class, but like you guys enjoy.
Great. This way, Guardians. You don't want to keep the team waiting.
Hey, panelers, welcome back to the show. I'm Mark.
And I'm Steve.
And this is going to be a spoiler-full podcast about Gen V Season 2, Episodes 3 and 4. Episode 3 entitled H is for Human, and Episode 4 is entitled Bags.
Yeah.
So, Steve, do we want to go this episodically, or do we want to cumulatively get into?
I mean, the two episodes kind of go together a little bit because everything from 3 kind of pushes into 4, you know. So I've got my notes are separate, but I can merge. Well, yeah,
we can merge within the episode of what we learned within per episode and what we liked and what we didn't like. Okay. If you want to read the synopsis for episode 3.
Sure. This is the episode for Gen V Season 2, Episode 3, H is for Human. Marie investigates her past and learns she was conceived via a special IVF program while her sister Annabeth was conceived naturally. Meanwhile, Sam's mental state deteriorates as he struggles with guilt, leading to a destructive rage, and Jordan tries to help him. This episode also shows the divide between supes and humans worsening due to inflammatory rhetoric. And then for episode 4, Bags, Dean Cypher forces Marie and Jordan to fight publicly after media reports about the university's disaster. I don't know if that's correct. The group attempts to expose Cypher as human by breaking into his house and gathering evidence, but he reveals his true powers by possessing Jordan during the fight, which Marie ultimately wins, but with Jordan suffering a bad injury. Her eyes were open and she, that was my thing when I watched it.
It was left on a cliffhanger, everybody, and we all know this. Steve and I both have not. I know I haven't watched episode 5, but yeah, Steve, did you move on to 5 yet or no?
I did not. No, I haven't. I've got some theories, and I don't want to watch ahead until we talk about these. I listened to TV Podcast Industry's podcast about episodes 1 and 2, and then I'll listen to 3 and 4 after we get done recording.
Awesome.
But no, I haven't watched ahead because, like I said, I have some theories about what's going on, and I'm interested to hear your thoughts. And as we get into these 2 episodes, because really the 2 episodes, I think we've been really doing well with these 2 episodes a shot because 1 and 2 kind of played into each other, and there was a little bit of a cliffhanger at 2 with and then 3 and 4, but not really. But then 3 and 4 definitely play into each other because you start talking about we get Jordan at the very end of 3 making their announcement about what they did to Kate, and then it goes to black, and we go right to episode 4 with the fallout of that announcement. So I'm interested to see what 5 and 6 are going to be, and then we may have to delay a little bit for Thanksgiving before we get to 7 and 8. But yeah, no, I haven't watched ahead, and like I said, I've got some theories I'll be sharing as we progress through these 2.
Awesome.
But what about you? I mean, what did you think of the 2 episodes?
I found them very intriguing. They go definitely side by side with the boys and the extremism that goes within the show.
Yeah.
There was several scenes that were like, Well, I did not want to see that, but that was interesting.
And I didn't need the locker room. I didn't need the locker room scene. The second viewing, I kind of like watched away
over
and just let it
it's like, yeah, I've seen that
because I'm just like, I don't need to see this again.
Yeah, I've seen that in the military. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't need to go through that again. But these two episodes were interesting. And we got, sorry, I had a long, it's only Monday night, but I've had a long week already. So
I know that feeling.
So I mean, if you want to just get into it.
Oh, well, yeah. The one thing that shocked me in the very beginning of the first on episode 3 was the humans coming into Godolkin, and they're working there, and the one girl that is working the food court, she shows up, and then she finds Emma, and Emma winds up greeting her, but she's constantly due to some sort of speedster that is leaving all these things with Starlight stuff, and it's just like, and then she's being targeted,
and she's getting the brunt of what's not even her doing, she's not even doing it. And everybody, well, or at least that one guy, but I mean, I could see her being on edge, cause that one guy has probably been, there's probably, that one guy was probably just a example of what she's been dealing with from all the soups, and like, even she says that she's scared of being attacked, that she could be assaulted. And that fear. So I don't know if we're going to see that character come back again or what, or it was just an example of showing us, the what has happened since the attack on Kate, and since the shift of the school has been very much more of a very hero supremacist kind of attitude that some of the people have, and and Emma's trying to tell her, no, we don't all act like that. But then once Emma gets on the case, she kind of just dismisses the girl, and so we don't know anything about what's happening with her. So I don't know if we're going to see that character again or not, but
I would like to, for the fact that it seems like it wasn't just thrown in there casually. I think that character is poignant in a sense for the story, for humans in a sense within Godolkin. And so I'm looking forward to seeing that character again, because she had personality, she had charm in a sense that it really appealed to Emma. So I think that is somebody that they could bring back probably towards the end, for the fact that, and it could lead into another season, possibly, or even into The Boys. Who knows?
Oh yeah, or like maybe if there's some changes made by the end of the season, if there's some changes made at the university, we might get to see her reaction to it. I don't know. It would be, I'm with you. It would be interesting. So I'm just like, it would be interesting to see if we get anything more from. Was this episode 3? Or is that episode? Hold on, I'm looking at my notes.
It's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think it's 3. But I hope we get more with Aunt Pam and finding out about Annabeth, Marie's sister. So
a lot of things came to light to that, because Marie goes to find her Aunt Pam, which is a friend of her mom's, not truly an aunt, and it was told that she was told that she was born this way, given all this like the V juice and stuff like that, and IVF, I guess.
Right. And
then her sister was born normally.
And so so this leads into one of my theories of because this is the episode where we see she gets the pictures, and she finds out that Dean Cipher was one of the doctors, Dr. Gold, that helped deliver her or delivered her. And so I'm starting to wonder if there's more to her becoming a super than just compound. Like she's been told her whole life, like every other child, like Annie, like Starlight, like all the other ones that we've seen, that they were given compound V as babies or as children at some point, and their parents got paid by Vought for this to become superheroes. But she's different. She's not. She was born
in utero at that point.
Yeah, and we don't know. And so this is one of my theories. Is I wonder if Project Odessa was the attempt by Godolkin to, because remember in the next episode, Dean Cypher is going to say that Godolkin was trying to make better and better supers.
Yes,
and I
very
wonder
similar to Homelander, because Homelander was groomed.
Right, but even Homelander was Homelander was in vitro, or he was, because he burst out of because he was born that way.
Correct.
But his mother was given V. So I wonder if there was something with like maybe some genetic manipulation as far as Marie and Dean Cypher, because remember, Marie looks at his blood and she can't see any compound V in his blood, and that made her think that he was human.
Yeah.
And then that's what we find out in the next episode. We find out that no, he's not human, that he does have some sort of superpowers. So how did he get his superpowers? Is he another successful? I don't know. I'm just I don't know.
There's so many experiments going on within Vought that they did. And and then we also have the issues of Sam and his retaliation and everything else, and him lashing out and going a little crazy pants city.
Yeah. And
then we get Jordan actually trying to help him, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting conversation, and they're smoking a joint.
Yeah. And then him asking Kate to make him forget again, and she can't because her powers are messed up. And so she can't, so he's going to have to, which this goes to, I said, I listened to TV podcast industries. I had totally forgotten that Sam and Kate showed up at the end of The Boys last season.
Yes.
And helped kidnap Frenchie and Kimiko. And so that's what Sam is talking about when he says all the things we did. So I wonder if there's more things they did besides just Frenchie and Kimiko that he and Kate did for Vought, that we're going to find out maybe in The Boys, the upcoming
flashbacks that we will get in this show that regards to The Boys, which will be great too, because we are due another final season of The Boys, everybody. Yeah. So we're looking forward to that. So I think they're trying to organize it and get it 100% perfect to the point where the stories come together, where Gen V and The Boys come together, and then they could end it all together in one shot. Whether they do another season of Gen V is another story, but I wouldn't put it past it that we do find an ending to this story of Godolkin, and then when The Boys ends, it's pretty much left on a cliffhanger for that, so that way they could end off Gen V, which would be perfect in my opinion.
We'll have to see. And plus we've got the prequel series is still coming up sometime next year. Yes. As well. The Soldier Boy and Stormfront prequel series is about V rising, or Vought rising, or whatever they're calling it, is going to come up. So there's a lot of ways this can go. The only thing we know for sure is that it has been announced that the next season of The Boys will be the final season for The Boys. We just don't know what about the other spinoffs. So to take a different direction, I want to before I forget, I love that they addressed Emma's powers in this one, and in a little bit in the next episode as well. When she's talking to Polarity here in episode 3,
three shredders full of vomit.
Yeah, 3 shredders full of vomit. I'm so glad they didn't show us that, but it's almost like obviously this season is already wrapped and it's actually already finished. So I know they didn't, but it's almost like they heard us, because they heard me complaining about what's going on with Emma. How do we know what's going on? And even she explains
she sums it up.
Yeah, to Harper, she says, well, I don't, or to Polarity, she says, I don't have to do that. I had to do that this time but I don't normally have to do that anymore. So now she's gotten some sort of control over her powers. And, in the next episode, she has that moment with Harper where she's trying to train and learn some more about her powers. So I just thought that was cool that I've had that big complaint in the last time we recorded about what's going on with him, his powers. And then right here at the beginning of episode 3, we get some explanation.
They thought ahead a little bit, I think, in the writer's room. I think, like I said before, due to the death of, we lost a character, and it's sad that he's gone. But I think within that time that they were writing the show, they had a scramble, and that's why the first episode was a little bit screwed up, and they found their footing by number 2.
Yeah, we talked about this. Yeah,
and then now 3 and 4 glide into itself, but they're able to get polarity, some sort of character point with the kids, and give his advice and be there as something for his son who has passed away, and how to justify it in some way, and him working with them, which is great. And then you got Kate, who doesn't have her powers, but is able to walk by everybody at this point to play off like she has them, but she doesn't. Even with Cypher too, at that point. And she's got her powers, but they're messed up. She tries to push that guard, and he ends up what he did. With the gnome. And that's in the next episode. But Cypher mentions that in this episode 3, he tells her that because she wants to tell the truth. This is the only thing that confused me about the 2 episodes together is, and we didn't see how or what Dean Cypher threatened her with, and that's more in the next episode. Correct.
To get her to change her story. But at the beginning of this episode, she wants the truth to come out. She wants everybody to know that Jordan was the one that attacked her, and it wasn't Starlighters and all that. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Again, that's more on the next episode, but I love seeing that scene when she and Jordan kind of reconciled there in episode 4. I did want to comment on another, and this is going to have a quote in it also, because I thought it was one of the funniest moments of episode 3 was when Jordan finds out that they're number 1, and fan wants to take pictures with
she's feeling celebrity at that point.
Well, but the fan asks hey, can you switch and I'll take another picture, and she says F off, and then she has her moment with the PR woman where the PR woman is like, and this is the quote, and the next time a fan asks you to switch, tuck the junk, inflate the fun bags, and do it. So we're seeing that
as she was in the male perspective,
because she was and they didn't want to switch back for the fan, but that the PR woman with the tail, which we still don't know exactly what her deal is. So it was really interesting to see the transition when we go from 3 to 4. How that attitude towards Jordan changes, and that. There's
one scene that I find so funny though, with the fight, and they break through, and you got one guy naked, and then you see somebody come out of his butt.
And is that the character that can multiply himself? Was that the character?
I don't remember, but it just reminded me something out of The Boys with the guy who's small and came out.
Right.
It was just like, okay, all right, we went to the extreme on this episode, and I thought, oh, do you think they saw? It's like, what? It's like,
that was that scene was a little bit just almost gratuitous, but they threw it in there anyway.
It was exploitative, and it was meant to be so. And obviously the fans of the show that look for that know it because of The Boys, and they're like, okay, we got that. All right.
Yeah.
And I love for the fact that they actually use a speedster, and they talk about that. That's a tribute to the Flash.
Yeah.
And if I'm a huge fan of the CW Flash, everybody, so I love Grant Gustin and I love the Flash series. So when they said, "Oh, we got a speedster," and he's putting up all the Starlight stuff, that's what the propaganda was. So I really like that, and I enjoyed that. Yeah, and then we got the Sam's meltdown in the courtyard too, just before Jordan just takes him down and tries to talk him down and tries to talk to him normally, and it was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool in the sense of they're trying to humanize these characters because they are human, but they're advanced and they don't know what they're doing. They're all messed up. Yeah. Everybody's all messed up. Everybody.
Yeah. So, I liked Emma. She's not part of the gladiator class as she says. And then she goes and we started to talk about, we didn't get fully into it. And I was still unclear whether it was a speedster doing the flyers or if it was Harper taking a speedster's powers and using them to hang this up. That was where I was a little confused about it.
I'm confused about that too. It's a possibility
Harper
he
says
can control people.
Who?
You saying Harper?
No, Harper's the girl that Emma meets in the class who has the mimicking powers.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
She has them, and I was never clear about. She's the one that was doing all the stuff. Whose speedster powers was she taking? Because remember, she says she can take somebody's powers for 60 seconds. Okay, and that's all she has. And like
I was thinking of Cypher, because Cypher could actually control people too.
Well, yeah, but he wouldn't be doing Starlight. He wouldn't be putting up Starlight posters. That's
just to incite some sort of
no, don't even, because that's not what his. I'm just saying you're confusing me now.
I know.
No, Harper was the one, and that's where I was unclear.
The one with the tail.
Yeah, the one with the tail. And she's a mimic is the thing.
Yes.
And I never, but it wasn't made clear. I guess she was siphoning some speedster's power every time she wanted to do that. I guess.
Yes. It's a possibility.
That's the only way I could take it, because we didn't really meet a speedster. We met Harper, who was the mimic in it. Yeah. Which leads me to I love that Emma finds her and finds the closet, these closet starlighters that are not really, they're doing these kind of mischief kind of things. They're not doing anything serious. And Emma wants them to do sabotage, disrupt. Yep. She wants them to do serious stuff, and they're not willing to do it until the next episode when we get to see
that
more
is
of
true.
that. So
and and then we got Jordan's public confession.
Yes, they're at the very end of the episode. No, it's there in episode 3. It's at the very end of episode 3 when they're having the whole Godolkin Day celebration, the 60th anniversary of Thomas Godolkin or whatever. And Jordan gets up there to read the speech, that the PR woman gave them, and he's reading the speech. The male side of her is reading this of them is reading the speech the way the PR, and then she switches to the female version in order to give the confession of what she had done,
correct,
what they had done to Kate, which I thought was, and that's where the episode kind of ends, is them, booing at her there on the stage. So it was that again, more questions that we get a little bit of answers, but I loved that. They purposely chose an actor in Hamish Linklater to play Dean Cypher, who is very similar to the guy who played Thomas Godolkin in that first episode flashback. Yes. They have very similar hairstyles and stuff. And I'm wondering if he's supposed to be, a child, if the guy that was in the hyperbaric chamber is Thomas Godolkin, or is Dean Cypher Godolkin. I don't know.
A clone, possibly,
or a clone or something, to see what we've got going on. So there's more mysteries to be had here and to figure out.
Yeah.
And I don't want to move on before I loved it both times I heard it when he is talking about the rug and he said that it ties the room together, which obviously is a Big Lebowski reference right there when he talks. And I've got that quote I've got a couple of quotes.
I got a couple of quotes and I have one needle drop. That's about it.
Yeah. For episode 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So the one that I just mentioned is I know the new rug looks like a Dairy Queen's Afterbirth, but I like it. It ties the room together. So both times I heard that, because I'm a huge Big Lebowski fan. And so hearing that line, I was just like, oh, it's got to be a homage or a reference to the Big Lebowski. So,
yeah. I have one from Marie, and this is her to Pam saying, I was just a girl who got her period.
Mm-hmm.
And that's her explaining she had no choice in being given compound V.
Yeah. Yeah. The only one I have for episode 3 was when Emma does confront Harper and Harper takes her powers. She gets big. She gets back big again. And Emma says, you do my power better than I do. That is effing invalidating. But the humor in this show comes out.
The writers are doing their job and keeping us entertained and giving us those one-liners, which are really cool.
Yeah.
I have one last quote, and that would be Sam saying, Luke had the right idea. And it's him saying that and pointing to the sky and imitating an explosion sign in response to Jordan. And she reminds him that Luke was wrong and wasn't thinking straight, and that Luke loved him.
Yeah.
And it puts Sam to tears because he misses his brother.
Yeah.
But, and it shows the appeal and the humanity within each character, which is really cool. I only have one needle drop for episode 3, and that's from Olivia Rodrigo, and she sings "Brutal" in the opening scene when we do see the female barista as she's coming to work at Godolkin, and they have all the signs, and the guy has his eyes, and it lights up, and he gets sense who's somebody who is enhanced or V'd up and is a student, and her human. And she could tell she's completely nervous. And even when she speaks to Emma later on in the episode, when it's like she was asking for all this food, Emma at that time, and she goes, skip that. Just give me coffee. Black. Straight.
Yeah. Yeah. When she wants to do the investigation to figure out who's doing the
it just piques her interest instead of her overindulging herself, which was so cool. So it gives her a point. And I look forward to seeing this barista coming back, hopefully in the near future. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
All right.
So on to episode 4. I liked the very beginning. We get Jordan and Marie standing outside of the dean's office, and we hear him yelling at Kate. We get that quick clip of all the people of Kate saying that everything Jordan said was a lie and that she was attacked by Starlighters. And then we get that other student claiming that Jordan showed her his dick, and all this stuff that's happening, that suddenly Jordan has become, public enemy number 1. But as Kate is leaving the dean's office, he's yelling at her about her keeping her place until she loses it. And so I'm sure that her social status is probably what he's holding over her head. But I also love that when they walk into that office, who do we have from the boys? We have the return of, I can't remember the actor's name, the guy from Preacher, the black guy from Preacher who plays the Vought PR guy, Seth Reed. He's up again. So it was good to see that actor. We haven't seen him since the boys last season. When Ashley was pulling her hair out. And,
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it was good to see that. It was good to see that I like that we get confirmation at the very beginning that they're forcing Kate to change her story. She was in just the last episode. She wanted the truth to come out.
She's getting more and more manipulated within it from both ends, either from Emma Marie, Jordan, or even Cypher himself and the school.
Yeah. And then at the end of the episode, we don't know what's going to happen to her. She's just there in the fight, the office.
She's torn, at this point, and she's seeing both sides of the coin of where she sits, because she's just a tool to both of them, both crews and both groups. And it's so sad because right now it's like, for the longest time, she was the oppressor. Now she's the victim. Yeah. And now I feel bad for her because, she's an invalid. She lost an appendage. She has no control over her powers. She's lost all credibility in school for her media, and media is important according to the school for promotion, and she has no popularity. So she's trying to utilize whatever she can between both to work it both ways, but she's kind of torn, and it's a sad story. It's very much almost like Sam. If you think about it, Sam is stuck in the middle as well, because he was used as a tool, just like, Kate was with the school. And now he is lost, and his powers are manic to the point where he could just fly the opposite end and kill a lot of people that think they're puppets. He thinks they're puppets and just rip them apart, like one time in The Boys. Right. And it's so sad.
So it's interesting to see. I love the little training scene we got between Cypher and Marie, where he tells her, you don't need to use your hand, you don't need to cut yourself. He tells her you could be the most powerful suit that's out there. You could, and she's like, I could be even more powerful than Homelander. And we've had this kind of, this thought has been about Marie, that she could be a very powerful suit. And this is why I go back to the theory we discussed a few minutes ago about maybe there's something more to her than just having been given compound V as a child. There might be something more to her, know, and of course the other thing with Dean Cypher and his powers, we see him use his little puppeting power at the end of the episode, but he also tends to, he makes connections with things, and he finds out things that how did he know that Marie had found out that he was at her birth? Does he have,
that is true.
Does he have some sort of listening devices in the aunt's house? Can he read minds? I don't know.
Did he plant the files they found with the pictures?
I don't know. Well, no, because she got the pictures that she got from the aunt. Yes. The picture that had him in it, she got from the aunt. And
or he could have been manipulating the aunt too.
That's what I'm saying, is if he had some sort of listening devices or did something with, I don't know. We just don't know. But he seems, and then at the end, when he figures out that when Kate says something about that she knows he's human, and he realizes that, and she says something like, you don't have compound V in your blood. And that's when he figures out that, you got the information from Marie. And then he figures out that there's a camera. Where's the camera at? And here's the camera. It's in this spot here. And I'm just like, how did he know? He's just that smart, or maybe that's part of his, intelligence is part of his superpower. I don't know.
Or maybe he's able to read minds, or who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. There could be anything. But there's a lot of stuff there. When he tells her to feel it, and then at the end, he asks, did you feel it? And so
it makes you feel that he is Godolkin, like a clone of the Godolkin, and he knows something.
Yeah.
There's something in there of innate that he was already up to speed of what was going on. So my feeling is like you stated before about the previous episode, his haircut, how he looks, and everything else. He could be a clone of Godolkin for all we know, but enhanced at this point. Or maybe he was enhanced, or maybe he has more power than we do realize. And
I don't know. There's, like I said, there's a lot of possibilities here that,
and maybe she was a child of Godolkin. Who knows? Because IVF and everything else. And
like I said, genetic manipulation.
Yep.
I mean, that's IVF is all about that. About, you can can you mess with the code, the genetic coding of people? I don't know.
Yeah.
So weird.
There was a couple of other things that I did really like in the very beginning. The publicist for Godolkin asking Jordan Murray to battle for a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I thought that was funny. The Gender Bender versus the Blood was the initial title.
Yeah, the Bloodbender. Yeah, was the hostile in the universe, hostility in the university, and he's like, "Oh, we're playing with the title," but then later it becomes something else. But yeah, he's like, "Was I not clear?" When she's like, "Do you want us to fight each other?" He goes, "Was I not clear about that?"
Exactly.
Yes,
it's like a UFC WWE event too. When we get to it, I love the smoking scene, smoking of the weed with Emma and the girls using their powers and screwing things up. Allie stating that she is there because her father paid for the library.
Yeah.
And she could use her hair like Medusa, but apparently not the hair on her head.
Yeah.
And misstating that it's very 70s.
Yeah.
And I thought that was an interesting scene. Plus, her brother Greg, Allie's brother Greg, shows up. And it's his weed, and he goes, "Yo, you owe me for this." And he shows up through the window, stating that she has to pay for the weed.
Yeah,
and the cute little meet cute between Emma and Greg.
Yeah, there is a spark. There looked like there was a little spark there. We might see something between the two of them. We'll have to see what comes from that. So I caught that the second watch, especially when he's in the hallway and he's going to be the lookout. When they're doing the plan for her to go through the pipes to get the camera to Kate. There's this whole moment. There was a moment there. The actors lingered a little bit on the moment there, and I was just like, yeah, there's something between these two. We'll see. But yeah, I call it the B team, the Harper, Allie, and Emma B team kind of thing. When Emma says, when they're trying to figure out how are they going to get the dean, and Kate hasn't told them that her powers are messed up yet, but she's like, wait, I have a crew. And Emma's like, so because Emma, this is the thing. She's been kind of a background character. She's been a kind of a B character, and she suddenly gets to be in the forefront and have this team that she's going to gather. And she ends up getting small and getting big all by herself without needing to be downgraded or to eat or to vomit. So that's Harper mentions that at the end that, hey, you got big without doing anything. And she's like, oh yeah. So it's really cool. I loved the scene. I didn't catch it the first time. It was the second time I watched it. I caught it when they are trying to get into that, the plumbing thing, which, okay, we can put on our suspenders of disbelief that they figured out how the plumbing, the right pipes to go to and which one.
Exactly.
But she's running up the hallway and she's like, I've only got 10 seconds left that I can whatever translate, to phase phasing power that I can phase through the door. And she poofs through the door and then she unlocks it and like, can I have my clothes, please? Was great. And that, yeah. So I thought that was cool that the scene where she tries to where Emma wants her to train her on how to use her powers, and she's trying to give Emma a pep talk, and it's kind of working but not working. And then really Emma gets that moment of where the girl says, well, you inspired Allie because she's never told anybody else except me about her powers. So that's a big deal. The fact that she told you about her powers. And I thought it was great. And Emma at the end telling her your superhero name could be Bushmaster.
I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
Lizzie Broadway plays Emma Meyer, Little Cricket, as we all know.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She's done other movies and shows that I've seen. Amazing talent. And I just love what she does. And her execution is always perfect when it comes on screen for this character, as well as the other characters. There's a couple other movies and shows that I've seen that are amazing.
Good. Yeah, she's really good. I'm really enjoying her character this season. So it's gonna be interesting to see how much more we get from her.
Yeah.
let's see.
We talked about you kind of mentioned it.
Mhm.
The trailer. Well, there's a trailer for the Bloodbender versus the Genderbender.
Yeah.
And how it was deep faked too, by the way. But you see two versions of Jordan, the male version and the female version on either side, like a WWE or UFC thing. And then there's just Marie.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a build up. So it's all AI created.
Yeah.
And then Kate trying to apologize about her trying to kill her at one point. And wow, a lot of dicks for apparently that Jordan had done something in a bathroom in a TGI Fridays with was mentioned
going back to freshman year. Yeah, she says it was the four dicks.
It was like a back and forth, and
it was one guy. It was the same guy. It was all the same guy though, and
which was four. It's like okay, he was a multiplier. Everybody. But they came to an understanding with the stakeout at that point. But I highly recommend everybody go watch that particular scene because there was a lot going on in there. I was like, I can't type that fast.
Yeah.
Or write that much notes. But it was one of those that when you watched it for the first time, you're like, what is going on here? Oh my God, what am I hearing? Okay, this was very well written. And the actresses that did it were perfect, dead on with their execution.
Yeah, their timing was great, and how they and you could see the two, like they said, they're like, I guess I didn't realize how close they were in the first season, and for us to see here now when and I think I alluded a little bit to it. It's a great scene of them reconciling, and you have that moment where they look at each other and they both have that little smile where you can see, okay, yes. I'm never going to forgive you for what you did, but we're always going to be friends.
Yeah,
we've been friends forever. For
that moment of understanding, and okay, we're on the same page at some point.
Yeah,
I like that. You already talked about the Kate making the guard do something to the guard gnome.
To the gnome. Yeah, I thought that same guard is there at the fight later when she says, how does it feel? And he's just like let me open your bag, empty your bag. Like he doesn't want her to touch him. He doesn't want to go through anything again. So
there's a whole lot of chafing going on. And then which they do, they get in and then they see an isolation chamber that holds what looks like to be Stormfront.
That's a man. It's Dean. It's a man though, and they take a picture.
It's a man. Okay,
yeah, it's a man because Dean Cypher says it's his father. He says, "My father sends his regards." That was what he said.
Which makes me think now that you bring that up because I didn't really put two and two together, and I'm glad that you clarified that.
Yeah,
it makes me think if he's saying that's his father, it could be Godolkin.
That's what I'm saying. Is that's why I don't know. Yeah,
or who he was cloned from if he's a clone.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know. I remember him saying, he says, my father sends his regards. And he sent that text to Marie saying that there were cameras in his house. So that's why he knew what they had done and knew that they at least found his father. And that's when he realizes that Kate doesn't have her, because Kate comes in and tries to convince him that she got her powers back. And he's like, oh, well, how did this miraculous healing happen? And she's kind of vague about it. And he realizes that no, she didn't get her powers back, that it all came from Marie. And now they're trying to trick him. And then he finds the camera.
He plays the game. Yep.
Yeah.
He knows how to play the manipulative mischief.
So again, we're going to see what the fallout is to Kate with this action. What's going to be the fallout between Marie and Jordan? How badly injured is Jordan? Like I said, she did open her eyes right there at the end, or it seemed like she opened her eyes
and she understood what was going on. Yeah.
Well, he released. It was like when she raises, and this is so we can talk about the fight. That fight.
Go ahead.
Brutal.
Yeah. Let's go.
When he starts to puppet Jordan, and she's throwing, or he's the male Jordan is throwing Marie around just like she's a rag doll.
Correct.
And then finally she stops, and Marie like floats her up into the air, and you can hear the blood boiling, and just see. I wish they had given us a shot and I would have been hard special effects wise, but I wish they'd given us a shot, like a profile shot of seeing both of them in the frame, of her over. We get it briefly when she drops. We get a brief shot of them both in the frame there, Marie laying on the mat and Jordan hovering over her. And then Jordan, he releases his control and you see realization come to her of what she's done. And then Marie drops her onto the thing. And so we don't know what kind of injury she has. We don't know what Marie did to her blood, but I thought that was amazing. We see, I thought it was interesting too, that he didn't control Marie. So I wonder.
I don't think he has any way to control Marie.
I don't know. I don't know what the extent of his powers are.
He's very manipulative verbally, because look at the way he was training her with the goat.
Mm-hmm.
And then he really couldn't control her mind in any way.
Well, but that's what I'm saying is we don't know that. We don't know that.
But I'm just saying.
All we know is that he controlled Jordan. We saw him control Jordan, and he was even able to speak. He calls her a meat puppet.
Yep.
Calls Jordan a meat, that he's able to speak through her, and he's just standing there.
Yes.
So I don't know what I'm saying when I say we don't know the extent of that power. We don't know if he has to have some sort of I don't know, pre-relationship or pre-something with them,
or even contact or something,
or if it's visual or what, or if there's certain people that he can and that he can't. I don't know. I'm assuming that's going to get revealed here in the next four episodes.
Same here.
As we finish out the series. But yeah, that fight was brutal, and I can't wait to when we get done here tonight. I'm going to go watch 5 and 6 so I can get prepared. For those,
the more we journey on, and and with that, that concludes our thoughts about Gen V season.
Yeah, I've just got
3 and 4.
I've just got 2 quotes here. They're both from Dean Cypher, and because I just liked them at the beginning when he's talking to Kate, when Kate when he's talking to Jordan and Marie, and he says, "You might as well have taken a selfie with Bin Laden." When he's telling Jordan about how they're hated, how much the people hate them, and then when he's training Marie. And he's training her with the blood bags. He says, "We're all just blood bags, walking, talking blood bags."
Yeah.
So
that's where his meat puppets.
So I thought that was definitely interesting to see where we're going to go from here. I'm excited to watch the rest of this series, this season.
All right. I have no quotes. I don't have any additional notes, everybody. So that basically concludes our thoughts on Gen V season 2 episodes 3 and 4. We'll be back next week with episodes 5 and 6. So to finish up within the podcast itself, we could have podcast recommendations. So Steve, if you have any, let's throw them out there.
I'm trying to remember. There was one that I just started. Let me see if I can find the name of it, because I don't remember what it was called.
That's fine.
This is just brilliant podcasting right here.
That's fine. It's okay.
People are loving it, I'm sure.
They can still listen. We are still talking.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gosh, where is it? I already mentioned the all right. Well, I've lost it. I mean, I would always recommend the Podcastica stuff. If you're watching the Apple TV, the new Apple TV show from Vince Gilligan, Pluribus
is really good. I've been watching. I was intending to send Jason, and I think Karen's doing it too.
Karen's
right?
doing it with him.
Yeah. I was looking to send in some feedback, but I have to watch I'm probably going to wait until the next episode and then send in something overall, because honestly, I'm really intrigued with it, because there is a social commentary within this particular show that is very, very much interesting that I want to put out there. And the reason why it just captivates me. So I highly recommend watching Pluribus, going to podcastica.com And what version of the podcast episodes are?
It's on Wax. I think it's on Patreon. I think the Pluribus one is only for Patreon. I think it's Wax, the Wax episodic. One that I think it's being released on. So they'd have to be a Patreon to get it. But plug for the Jason Kabassi Patreon. To put that on, the one that is public out there, that is another show that I can't believe I'm even watching it, but it just gives me the willies. Is the Welcome to Derry show is
they are covering that. They are definitely covering that,
and that one is on House Podcastica as well as Wax Episodic, so you can get it publicly as well. But definitely check out anything from podcastica.com. All those shows are great, and all those podcasts are cool.
Just go to podcastica.com as well. I would like to highly recommend. You've already mentioned them before. They're really good friends of ours. That would be John and Derek and their friends on TV Podcast Industries. They've already covered Gen V, as far as I know, and they have done their. They did finish up. So if you feel the need to venture ahead and not listen to us, or maybe get a comparison as we continue to do so, and you're still listening and watching, because I'm watching and I haven't even, these shows have been over for a little bit. And they did their own version of Marvel Zombies, and they have other shows out there that they're covering as well. Check out TV Podcast Industries and check them out and listen to their coverage as well. I would highly recommend Wilhelm podcast. There will be something coming back come February, most likely, and I'm hoping to be on it. Hopefully Ben welcomes me back, and that will be Monarch Legacy of Monsters. I'm looking forward to having more of that come back and being part of that. I believe that was both a Podcastica and Wilhelm collaboration. So I'm looking to be looking forward to watching the series and then covering that with Ben if I'm welcome back. So check that out, and check out whatever Ben Beck is doing on Wilhelm. I know he's been quite busy, but he's been throwing out some episodes here and there. Other than that, with this particular podcast, I didn't put anything up for the feedback because everything has been a little bit crazy lately. But if you're out there and you want to send feedback, all you have to do is go to our Facebook page, would be Panels to Pixels, or facebook.com/Panels to Pixels. Leave the comments anywhere if you want. You could send through Facebook Messenger. I'll get them. You could send us an email, which would, all you have to do is, send a regular email to panelstopixels1@gmail.com, and that's panels 2 is spelled out to pixels and the number 1@gmail.com. Write out your thoughts. We'll read them on the next podcast. Doesn't matter where it came from, what episode where you're talking about, just reference it, and then we'll mention it. Or if you like, you could actually record yourself and, send that as an attachment, and it's as if you're on the podcast. You could also send them through Spotify, since we are on Spotify creators. I get those messages just the same. Same thing with YouTube. So we are found on YouTube. All you have to do is search for Panels to Pixels podcast, and then you could send your messages through that with the most recent video or video that you happen to be on. I'll get notified, and we'll play them or state them of what you had stated. And that's about it. The only thing I would highly recommend, since we are an entertainment network, I have a website, and all you have to do is go to piratecoreentertainment.com. Check out all the other shows that are on our entertainment network website. Just go to piratecoreentertainment.com. Check out For Dinner for Her. You could check out what's on tonight, and to keep you in mind, yes, Becky and Mandy are covering it. Welcome to Derry as well, not just Jason on Podcastica, but Becky and Mandy are doing a great job. Check that out. You could check out Adrenaline Cinema Podcast. We got Lara and Sam that's going to start off the Telemasca. So check that out when those episodes come out. So they're going to start off with episode number 1, I believe. And then once Billy gets finished moving in, he will be back and he'll continue the podcast with Lara and whoever else wants to guest on. Because I believe that Sam wanted to come on a few more times because she got some free time in her schedule. So I do enjoy her input as well. So all you have to do is go to hardcoreentertainment.com. So just go check that out. Next week, we are covering on Panels to the Pixels podcast, Gen V episodes 5 and 6. So if you have any thoughts, please send them our way. So for that, that's our podcast. And I just want to thank everyone for listening. I'm Mark.
And I'm Steve.
And he's still laughing at me.
It's all right.
Same podcast, different panel, different pixel. This was Panels to Pixels podcast. And we'll see you on the next panel. Bye, everybody.
Good night.